There's only so much Netflix one person can watch, right? Right? I've been thinking about things that I wanted to get done around the house because I have 2 weeks where I'm at home and I want to make the most of that time. So I thought I'd share with you a few ideas of things you can do that aren't Netflix that will feel wholesome and good inside. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. My name's Sarah. I'm a doctor in the UK and I normally make videos about my life as a doctor and also what I get up to in my free time, so videos like this. If you want to see more content, then have a look at my playlists and I'm sure you'll find plenty of things that you're interested in, vlogs from work and other such videos. If you enjoy this video, then hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you'd like to see more of my content. So first of all, is something that I like to do when I cannot sleep at night. And it's going through my cookbooks and bookmarking the pages of recipes that I like the look of. I know that we can't get hold of all of the ingredients we want to at the moment because things are running out in the shops and we have to try to make an effort to not go to the shops just for the little bits and pieces that we need, the little extras. Whenever I do night shifts, the following night I always really struggle to sleep and I quite often get out of bed because I don't want to keep Vince awake, and I will go downstairs and just leaf through my cookbooks, and for some reason I just find it so soothing and it helps me like not feel down and rubbish when I can't sleep. So I would recommend that to you guys. Now, if you don't have any cookbooks, then there's obviously the free magazines that you can get from Tesco's and other supermarkets. Vince's mum actually bought me this beautiful binder at Christmas and I have ripped out my favourite recipes from magazines and I've filed those in there so that whenever I'm stumped for an idea, I can go through that and have a little look at some ideas of what I want to make for dinner. You could be using this time in lockdown to create your signature dish so that when lockdown ends, you can have a massive dinner party with all your friends. Next idea is something that I love doing. It's one of my most wholesome activities. It's going through old photographs. There's a few things that you could do with this task. You can just look at your photographs, especially if you're feeling a bit down in the dumps. It can remind you of good times and make you think of your friends and family and make you think of things that you want to do when you see them all again. And you could also digitize your photos. So if you've got some old photographs sitting in albums, you could go through and take photos or scan all of those and put them onto your computer and back them up so that they are safe for the future. You can also organise your photos, so go through all of the pictures on your camera, on your phone, on your computer and put them into files, and maybe you could create some shared files or put them onto a USB or something like that for your friends and family. Share them like on your WhatsApp group to cheer other people up. I personally love it when any of my friends and family send me the odd picture from the past. It's just so sweet and reminiscent, and especially at a time like this when we just all wish we could be together. I have actually bought myself a big stack of photo albums. When I was at university, I won a prize. I can't remember how much money I won, but I decided that I wanted to spend that money on something that would last me a long time, so I decided to buy myself a set of 10 matching photo albums, and every year I fill up one of those albums with the memories from that year. And if you're not already using it, I would recommend using Google Photos. It's a really good photo resource where all your photos get backed up, meaning that you can free up some space on your phone. And it's also got a really great feature where you can search for certain people. So you can search for people's faces, it recognises them, and also certain objects. So for example, if you typed in like blue dress, you would come up with all of the pictures of a blue dress. So on my to-do list is to print out a load of photos from last year to put in my 2019 album. If you are lucky enough to have a garden, then now is the perfect time to get out in the garden, experiment with growing some things from seed or nurturing what you already have in the garden. Vince and I have spent quite a lot of time in the garden in this last few weeks trying to kind of clear the patio, look after the plants we've got, do some weeding and just kind of tend to the garden as it really needs it. We are proper garden neglectors, so it's nice to have a chance to actually focus on that and clean it up and neaten it up a bit. If you don't have a garden, then maybe you could try and grow some seeds on your windowsill, maybe some herbs or some little flowers. A big shout out and thank you to my friend David S, who sent me some seeds in the post to grow during lockdown. Thanks, David S. Now is a lovely time to sit down and write some cards or some letters to your friends and family. Just a little message to say I'm thinking of you. It's really nice to get some snail mail, and I think that everyone appreciates getting a little bit of post through the door, especially at a time like this. Personally, on my to-do list of wholesome things I want to do during lockdown is to pick up on all of the arts and crafts that I've been meaning to do over the years. I have loads of unfinished projects of things that I have got really enthusiastic about, started and then just not got around to finishing for whatever reasons. And normally those reasons are that I get really busy and overwhelmed with work. And I always think to myself, I'll do that when I've got time. Well, guess what? I've got time right now, so I'm picking up all of those crafts. Reading all the books. Have you got loads of books on your bookshelf that you always think that you'll have time to read and just don't? Or maybe you have some downloaded on your Kindle or on Audible. Now is definitely the time to sit and read. Also, I find that reading's a really good escapism. It's a really nice way of like forgetting your current situation and going on a journey, especially if you're reading a nice novel. While Vince and I were away travelling, we listened to all of the Harry Potter series while we were in the camper van, and it was lovely. And I love listening to audiobooks when I'm on my commute to work. But honestly, there is nothing better than sitting in a comfortable chair with a cup of coffee on a Sunday afternoon and reading a book. And basically, every day is a Sunday afternoon right now, so enjoy the time, enjoy the chance to actually get to read some books. Next up, why not start something that you've been meaning to start? Have you been thinking about starting a YouTube channel? Have you been thinking about starting a blog or an Instagram page for your pet? Why not just start it now? You've got people sitting at home bored, wanting to watch things, wanting to read things. Now is your chance to get things off the ground. Okay, this is something I did recently. I'm reporting to you today from what we will call the tip, aka our spare bedroom. I've been through every item of my clothing and I am selling what I don't wear anymore, what doesn't fit me, going to put all of them online. I'm halfway through the process and let me tell you, it's tiring, and I've managed to make the whole of the upstairs into an absolute bomb site. This is the spare bedroom, and then through into more clothes to give to charity here, and then in this main bedroom we have a whole bag of clothes here to sell on Depop or eBay, another bag here. These are the ones that I've already put online, so as you can see I'm not making great progress. And here's a half-painted wall. Now is a great chance to actually go through your items and have a big old declutter. And honestly, you will feel so much better when you do. I love the fact that I've got more space in my wardrobe now. And generally around the house, we've had a big old declutter as well. Vince and I went up in the loft, got rid of loads of things, and we've neatened it up around there so it all looks a lot more organised and we know where things are. And on that note, now is the perfect time to work out your personal style if you are so inclined and you want to do something like that. I'm really trying to hone down my personal style at the moment and come up with like a bit of a formula for the items I like to wear so that when I'm shopping, I'm not just buying randomly. Some of the Instagram inspiration that I have is a page called Symphony of Silk. She wears beautiful classic clothes. And this page, Coco Beauty, she also has a YouTube channel, which I love, and Nadia Anya, who wears lots of beautiful neutral clothes and has a really aesthetically pleasing Instagram feed. So I like to go on YouTube, Pinterest and Instagram. This is a Pinterest board that I have saved called Clothes, and I quite often save outfits that are similar to items of clothing that I have for inspiration of how to style them. So for example, here, this is an outfit that I quite liked, and I managed to create a similar outfit with some clothes that I already have. So a pair of jeans, a white jumper, and this little gilet that I bought from Amazon, which I'll link down below. Then I like to take either a selfie of me wearing that outfit or just lay them on the bed and take a picture, and then I save that photo in an album so that next time I need some inspiration of an outfit to wear, that I have some ideas already saved in my phone. Another thing I like to do is pick an item of clothing out of my wardrobe and try and find a few different ways of wearing it. So for example, here I've picked these white culottes, which you might have seen in some of my styling videos, and I'm pairing it with this red crop top that I bought secondhand online. I've also tried to pair it with this blue chambray shirt, and basically what I do is I just go through my wardrobe, pick an item and pick loads of different things to style it with. Some of them are hits, some of them not so much, but it's good. It's a really great idea of using what you have and coming up with some different styling inspiration. Another thing I think is really helpful if you're going to do this is to type the item of clothing into, for example, into Pinterest. So I would type into Pinterest white culottes outfits, and then you will get lots of different inspiration of how to style that piece of clothing. Sadly, this video is not sponsored by Skillshare. I wish it was. They haven't approached me yet. The next thing that you could do would be to learn a new skill. Now's the perfect time to like take a new course, sit and actually do the course, whereas, you know, normally when you're at work or at school or college, you don't actually have the time to dedicate yourself and immerse yourself in a course. You could start learning a new language, for example, on Duolingo, or go on Skillshare. Why not go on YouTube? There are loads of YouTube courses you could do, and people are making tutorials for pretty much everything. Personally, I would like to learn calligraphy, and I know that there's a lot of YouTube and Instagram tutorials about that. You could even learn something really unusual, like some magic tricks, and impress all your friends and family when you see them again. The next one is something that I think a lot of people don't love doing, but weirdly it's something I love. Spring cleaning the house. I wouldn't say I'm like a clean freak or a neat freak, but cleaning and tidying is something I love to do, and I do it to stress relieve. I put some music on my headphones and I just whip around the house and clean. I don't know why it gives me so much joy, but I love seeing the after effect of everything being all neat and tidy and clean and fresh, and I like the house to smell good. And spring cleaning for me is a joy. I know I'm weird in that sense. I've even made my... Okay, I don't even know whether to say this or not because it sounds really sad, but I've even made myself a cleaning schedule, and the only person I have shared it with so far is my sister, because she already knows I'm nuts and she knows that I love to clean. I can't believe I'm having this conversation with you guys on YouTube. If you guys are interested in cleaning and would like to see my cleaning schedule, then if I get like 5 comments or more asking for my cleaning schedule, then I will share it with you guys. Maybe I'll send it to you, like make it downloadable as a PDF or something. It's basically things that I want to do every day as a checklist, and then the things that I would do every week or every month, just to make sure that I'm on top of things, because sometimes I will, like, I don't know, hoover the ceilings and then be like, oh, I should really remember to do that more often. Well, this is why I've made a cleaning schedule. But yeah, this point has got really sidetracked and I'm going to carry on with this wholesome list now and stop talking about how much I love cleaning. Also, for someone that loves cleaning, when you actually see my house in person, you might not think that I do love cleaning quite as much as I do, because I just don't always make the time to do it. Next is trying out beauty, makeup, hair tutorials that you don't normally have time for. I personally have done many a makeup tutorial that I have tried for the very first time as I'm going to some event, and then lo and behold, it doesn't turn out great and my whole entire look is messed up for the evening. So now is a great time to actually try those things and be able to do that trial and error. Things going wrong, doesn't really matter, you ain't gonna see anyone. I'm having to wash my hair loads more at the moment, because after every shift at work we have been told that we need to wash our hair in case we have coronavirus in our hair, and I've been trying to like blow dry my hair really nicely because I do have a bit more time, and I'm feeling good. It feels nice. I've also got a really nice deep conditioning treatment for it from Kerastairs, which I would highly recommend. Again, I'm completely sidetracking right now, but just wanted to let you guys know those little tidbits of information. Next up is a very obvious one. I think most of us have been doing this, is getting on video calls with our friends and family. Why not do a quiz or a treasure hunt, something fun that you can think of over the FaceTime or Skype airways. This one is one that I always think I will do and never ever ever do because I hate doing it so much, is organising my phone and my computer. Deleting old apps, going through old photos and getting rid of duplicates, like the blurry photos, just cleaning out all of those files that you don't use anymore. Great time to do it is now. This one is nice for the days where you are just feeling a bit down and you want to do something nice but you don't want to actually be really productive. And it's just having a bit of a self-care and a pamper. Running yourself a bath if you have one, using those beauty products that you got in the sets at Christmas, painting your toenails and your fingernails, and just making yourself feel good. I don't think there's any better feeling than having a beautifully warm bubble bath, sitting, reading a book, and then getting out, slathering yourself in moisturiser, sitting in your dressing gown, all cosy, and having a cuppa. I love doing that, and now is the time for that kind of self-indulgent life. Why not do home workouts? Everyone's been talking about Joe Wicks. As you guys know, I'm a big fan, love Joe Wicks. There's also a few other home workouts that I would recommend. I love the Fitness Blender workouts because they are very accessible. They're on YouTube. They have workouts from beginners all the way to advanced, so they're a really good entry level home workout video. If you're into something a bit more advanced and a bit more sort of like dance and a bit more HIIT styly, then Pamela RF is a great one. I love her videos. I did one today. I always feel really energized afterwards because she has great music on in the background. Or maybe you want to do something a bit more gentle, then have a look at Yoga with Adrienne. Before we went away traveling, Vince and I were doing yoga in the evenings before bed, quite a lot in the living room. But we haven't really got back into it since we've been back. So I think that's something that we need to start doing again. You feel so great in your body if you've done some stretching and yoga before bed. It really gets me into the mindset of bedtime. So I would highly recommend doing that. And on that note, meditation. This is something I have been trying to do a lot more. And I know there's lots of apps that can help you with meditation. However, I haven't really found the apps all that great for me. Maybe I haven't tried enough. I've tried Headspace and Calm. I like doing guided meditations on YouTube. There's a YouTube channel called Boho Beautiful, and she does some guided meditations, and sometimes I think they're like 20 minutes long. Really nice to just put one of those on, sit in a really quiet environment and just let your mind be free for a bit. Another one that I very much put off and pretend that I don't have time to do, but I definitely just don't make the time to do, is organising all my important documents. I have this like big file that I keep them all in, and periodically, maybe every 2 years, I go through it all and get out the ones that I don't need anymore, shred them. Everything's organised by date, but if yours aren't already organised by date, maybe it's time that you could put them all together and organise it all. Yeah, I mean, now's the time to do it. If you are feeling particularly motivated and like you actually want to do something very productive, then you could sit down and brainstorm your future life goals. That sounds huge, doesn't it? This might be too much pressure for some people, especially if you're feeling like a bit down in the dumps or you're feeling like overwhelmed by everything that's going on in the world. I know that you definitely have to be in the right headspace if you want to sit down and do this kind of exercise. There's a YouTube channel called Lavender, and she does a lot of self-improvement and lifestyle videos. And she has a couple of videos that are on the theme of working out what you want to do with your life and coming up with your life goals. I find her style really calming, and she has very aesthetically pleasing videos. So I will link a couple of her videos down below. And finally, why not start a presents list? I have one of these on my phone. I don't know if other people do this, but when people mention to me that they like a certain thing or a certain brand, then I jot that down as a little note in my phone. And then I look at my phone and I'm like, oh yeah, they said that they like this particular colour, or they really like mugs from this place or whatever. So why not start a presents list on your phone and brainstorm some ideas of things that you could get your friends and family, so that when birthdays and Christmas come up, you can just have a look at that list and get inspiration rather than having to rack your brains and buy them something last minute that you're not sure if they will even like. So guys, those are my ideas of wholesome things you can do during lockdown other than watching Netflix. I hope you guys have found this entertaining, and hopefully you will have something that you would like to do from this list. This week's shout out goes to a fellow doctor and YouTuber, Dr. Nosa. She always leaves lovely comments on my YouTube, so thank you for that, Dr. Nosa. And guys, go check out her channel. She has some amazing content and she is uploading very regularly. So that brings me to the end of this video. What do you guys think? Is there anything that I've missed off the list? What have you been getting up to while you're in isolation? If you've enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to see more of my content. Anyway guys, stay safe, look after yourselves, please wash your hands, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!